Besides the bankruptcy class, there is some good basic information out on the web at the U.S. Court's website. Thank you for watching this video on bankruptcy basics. This video will explain what bankruptcy is and what happens in a bankruptcy case. This information is provided to help consumers, individuals like you, understand the bankruptcy process. The website has 7 short videos filling you in on what to expect in bankruptcy court, some alternatives to bankruptcy, and what possessions you're allowed to keep. And that website is uscourts.gov. You know, there's many people giving out the wrong advice on bankruptcy, and it's advice that could put you in jeopardy.
Under certain circumstances, a debtor may be denied a discharge altogether and continue to owe all debts as if the bankruptcy had never been filed. Some of the reasons for being denied a discharge are fraudulently transferring assets, hiding assets, making false statements, or disobeying the bankruptcy court. Such acts may also be federal crimes for which the debtor can be fined or imprisoned.
And sitting down at the table with me is August Landis, a bankruptcy trustee, and your job is basically to fight fraud in the bankruptcy system, right?
I am the Assistant United States Trustee in Las Vegas, Nevada. The United States Trustee Program is a litigating component of the United States Department of Justice, and we are in fact a watchdog for the bankruptcy system. We do fight fraud in bankruptcy across the country.
Let me ask you, I have a lot of consumers that say they're getting some advice that says, oh, if you're going to file bankruptcy, you can run up your credit cards one last time before you file.
Well, if they receive that sort of advice, it ought to be a matter of concern to them and a red flag that there's maybe potential fraud in the advice that they're receiving from their advisor. I can tell you that the Bankruptcy Code does address that sort of conduct. It anticipates it, and it deals with it in a fashion that might compromise their ability to get a bankruptcy discharge. So that's a matter of concern, and it should raise issues for the consumer.
In terms of the fraud, the schemes we've got going on out there, what's the current ones?
Well, the biggest issue that we're facing is mortgage foreclosure rescue schemes generally. And you'll see a variety of schemes, and they're about as numerous as your imagination could be, but they run sort of a typical set of facts. There are what we would call phony negotiations or counseling. There is a phony offer to refinance your mortgage. There's a phony situation where they agree to pay off your mortgage and you can rent it back from them. There's what we call equity skimming, where they basically want you to transfer title to your house so that they can sell it for you and collect rents. And then there's a home equity conversion scheme, which is really directed towards elderly people.
And how do people find you on this? In other words, I'm a homeowner. How do these people find me?
Sure, and I'm going to focus my comments generally on the foreclosure rescue schemes that generally wind up in bankruptcy. Foreclosure schemes are generally operated by individuals or companies who use the bankruptcy system at the end to take advantage of the homeowners that find themselves in financial distress. What they'll often do is contact homeowners whose homes are listed in foreclosure notices, because you see them in the paper and in other places where notices are required to be published. The operator generally will promise to renegotiate the terms of the mortgage. They will direct the homeowner to make mortgage payments or pay fees to them in exchange for that service. They may even direct them to file a bankruptcy petition at the end after they've collected the fees and the mortgage payments. But in reality, the scam operator really isn't assisting with the mortgage. They're not trying to renegotiate it. They're not trying to help with them with foreclosure. They're simply collecting the fee. And at the end, they can disappear after they've taken the payments and the fees. That results in the homeowner losing their home to foreclosure, and also, if they have filed a bankruptcy case at the end of the process, having a bankruptcy on their credit report.
Now, how do I protect myself from this?
Well, I think the way to do it is to look for the signs, and there are a number of signs that perhaps a mortgage rescue scheme is just that, a scheme, and it's not really something that's legitimately designed to help the consumer. First place you look is it an unsolicited contact? If you don't know this person and they found you, that's an indicator that you ought to be cautious. Generally, you ought not be discussing mortgage-related problems with anyone who comes uninvited to your door, who sends you an unsolicited mail or email or a flyer. And a lot of times that's how people get found by the scam operators.
Yeah, look, I mean, I'm just getting all these things. In debt, need help, bankruptcy.
Those are the kinds of things that the consumers are receiving, especially when they have notices of foreclosure, and there's a high number of homes, especially in the South Nevada area, that are in foreclosure. And so when they're easy to find, the scam operators will send along information just like that. And what you'll see a lot of times as the second red flag is sweeping promises about what they're going to be able to do. They say that we're going to help you save your home. We're going to do it right now. It's a quick fix. There isn't anything quick. Once a house is in foreclosure, it's going to be a process. So if they're telling you they can do it now, that ought to be a red flag as well.
All right. Well, thank you very much. And we're going to give our consumers on our website a link to the Department of Justice and the fraud hotline in case people are being scammed out there. And coming up next, we're going to meet some people who are without a job, but instead of worrying about it, they're out there helping others. Some people are coping with unemployment by helping others in need. And experts say volunteering not only makes you feel good, it can help you land the next job. Jay Jones reports.
The only time you really go out of the house is for an interview or shopping for groceries or doctor appointments.
After losing her job, Cynthia Thomas found herself on a seemingly endless quest for employment, sitting by the phone waiting for calls that didn't come. She says she had nothing to look forward to. That is, until, while looking for a job on Craigslist, she found a volunteer opportunity at Valley Hospital, where she now works at the front desk of the emergency room.
The reasons for wanting to do it were, as I said, I've been unemployed for several months. I don't get out of the house a lot. Most of my job search is done online. In order to preserve gas, I pretty much stay home because gas prices are very expensive. And I wanted human contact again, give back to the community as well, and do something with my time because my days kind of blend into each other.
Thomas says her motivation for volunteering isn't to find a paying job at the hospital. Still, she's now thinking about new possibilities.
I used to work in a hospital years and years ago in food service, but I've never worked in the front. And I thought, well, this might be some good experience for me. You know, and then it got me started to thinking that maybe I might want to get involved in taking some more classes in the medical field as far as medical billing or medical administration. So that's actually opened up, having started here doing the volunteer work, it's actually opened my mind up to doing other areas for my career.
The hospital's volunteer manager says more people are seeking unpaid positions these days, and for a variety of reasons.
I've seen an increase in people that are trying to network or get more job skills lately because of the economic situation, because of the finances that they're going through, or trying to speed up the process of finding new skills or finding employment. And it seems that the more connected people are with others and with companies, the faster that tends to happen.
So married, single, divorced, or widowed?
The opportunities are many, from clerical work to helping out in the gift shop to working alongside nurses. And the same thing's happening all over town. Diana Abelt found herself spinning her wheels after being laid off by the employer for whom she had worked for 18 years. She's reconnecting as a volunteer for the Make-A-Wish Foundation, where she does data entry.
The community needs volunteers for all organizations, and looking for a job is pretty much 24/7 on the internet. And if I can take a few hours away from my computer and my job search to give back to my community, then it's very much worth it.
Abelt says she's learning new computer skills, skills that just might be useful in her next job. Jay Jones, Recession Rx.